Hello and welcome to Tarot by the Moon. Tash here at Tarot by the Moon. Started to go a little bit dark since this afternoon, since I've done my starseed reading, which I've just put on an hour or so ago. How are you all, and welcome back. Welcome back to a new section of this channel, which is a collective reading for the water signs. We've been doing them week by week. We started last week with the air signs. So this week is the turn of the water signs, which are Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces. So all related relationship issues are coming up in this collective reading. Now, as I've stated before, I would like nothing more than to do the individual star side readings and to cover all aspects of life and do all of the readings every day for you guys. But I'm not getting enough support on this channel to be able to do this full time or even part time, really, if I'm honest with it. I'm not getting enough likes, I'm not getting enough subscribes, shares, thumbs, comments or anything. So if you can help me out with that, any of that, that would be amazing. However, I do love doing them and I do feel called to do them. So I'm trying to do it this way by sort of just putting the water signs together, the earth signs together, to save a little bit of time, because obviously I've got to go out and earn money aside from doing this, which I'm not making any money at all from. So I hope you understand, and I hope you bear with me, and I hope something comes up in this reading for you today that's of some use for you. Like, you don't have to particularly be a water sign to join in with this reading. You may be interested in a water sign, you may be in a relationship with a water sign, or have strong water placements in your chart, in your moon, rising or Venus. If you're not sure what any of that is, there are various multiple tools available on Google. If you just put in tap something, words to the effect of what's my moon sign into Google, a whole load of things will come up and you'll be able to find out your whole positions of all your planets within no time. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope that's of some use to you. It is very useful to check out your sun, moon, rising and Venus. You get a much more detailed and accurate account of what's going on for you that way. Very often your rising sign will tell you more than your sun sign, and your moon sign will relate to your emotional life, and your Venus will obviously relate to your intimate relationships also. So I hope that's of some help to you, my darlings. Please don't hesitate to ask me questions or get in touch or share comments and feedback about how you feel these new style readings are going as well. I would greatly appreciate that. So what I do, I'm going to just go in with a simple past, present and future, okay, and see what's coming up in the channel today for my beautiful water signs. Now, I myself am a water sign. I'm a Cancer native, yeah. But when it comes to my love life, I am, I've got Aquarius moon, which is very different to Cancer. I've got Leo in Venus, which is fire, which is very, very different to Cancer energy again. So it's worth having this knowledge and knowing. So when I'm checking out my relationship influences, those are the points that I refer to. It's not just the Cancerian energy that I refer to, is what I'm saying, okay, to help you understand there. So let's see what's coming up for you today. We are using the Thelema Tarot deck by Los Scarabeo today. The word Thelema simply is an ancient Greek word that means will or intention. We've been enjoying these cards in the other readings, so let's see what they're bringing up today for us in the love reading. The water energy. We're halfway through the moon. We're in Taurus today. I'm a Taurus ascendant. The Taurus is ruled by Venus. So the moon's into Taurus today for the next 2.5 days. Ruled by Venus, planet of love. All things beautiful, all things lovely, all things sensual. We're also very grounded and practical with that earthy Taurian energy. So halfway through the moon, as I say, we're still in Sag. So we've still got that focus of that art and aiming at what we want. Thinking about Cupid's bow being drawn back as well, similar to the Sagittarius energy. Okay. Lovely. And just one more for my peeps, please. Okay. Okay, my loves. What we got coming up here? Now, in the recent past, Five of Swords, it keeps repeating itself in all my readings. A lot of my readings have been featuring the Five of Swords, and I happen to know that it's not just me as well. It's a lot of other readers are reporting the same thing. There's a collective energy at the minute, very much, that a lot of us readers are dipping into of Five of Swords. There's a lot of conflict, there's a lot of disputes, there's a lot of clashes, there's a lot of difference of interests going on, and a lot of triggering of what those differences are within relationships. I'd like to say this has been in the recent past. You may have been triggered, you may have been provoked. I'm getting that Mars energy now. I'm getting that energy of conflict coming up. This is in your romantic relationships, and this is in your recent past, and this is for my water signs, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. It's felt like that, but also I feel like there's been lessons learned there. I feel like there's been a lot of lessons learned there, because of course when we get Five of Swords energy, when we get that conflict, when we get that pushing of buttons, somebody pushing your buttons, somebody triggering you, and all of those things, it's an opportunity to learn and grow. It's an opportunity to see where you still need to work on yourself, I want to say. I love that we chose these cards today. That figure there, he's very elf looking. Does he not look a lot like Legolas from Lord of the Rings? And whenever you think of the elves, you think of an evolved sort of version. They're almost like an evolved version of an human, really. It's very Pleiadian energy as well, the elves. So he's taken this Five of Swords. He's got one tucked under his arm, one in his hand, one face down in the ground in the other hand, and the other two crossed there. Now there's something there. Excuse me, I've got to see what my little babba's doing in a minute. Making a noise. What's the matter, Mr. Milo? What's the matter? Yeah, that's not good. No. Go on. What's this all about now? What's this all about? Sorry about that, my loves. Mr. Milo needed some attention. If you guys watch this channel regularly, you know this happens quite a lot. He was quiet as a lamb on the last reading I done on the star sign one. I couldn't believe it, but now he's decided to make up. Are you alright? Yeah? We'll have a little cuddle after this now. Yes, we will. So as I'm saying here, this Legolas sort of looking figure, it's like he's learnt. I want to say he's learnt about the dispute and the conflict of the Five of Swords, because if you look at it, like these cards, as you know, are fairly new to me, so I'm studying them with you for the first time, really. One of them he's put into the ground, or he's just put into the ground. Two of them has already been put into the ground, crossed over each other. So they've been laid to rest. There's disputes that have been laid to rest. One he's holding aloft, as you would, and one he's tucked under his arm, which isn't much use to him, to be honest with you. Careful of that, because that's the one he could hurt himself on, I feel, is the one that's tucked under his arm. It's completely, there's something there that needs to be let go of, I'd even say. And it's like you've come to peace with that, you've come to terms with that, you've come to terms with what's perhaps what's your dispute, he can't carry all those swords, can he? You know, which one's yours? Which one of these issues, triggers, etc. was yours to begin with? Because I feel like, especially where romance is concerned, especially where water signs are concerned as well, so sensitive, so empathic. Everyone that comes along gives you some attention. You feel like you've got to fix them or help them or show them some kind of love or affection or something, yeah? And you feel bad if you sort of don't. And I feel like a lot of the lessons us water signs have been learning lately is that a lot of these people that we attract into our lives, and a lot of these people who sort of come away for some kind of healing, then outside of that they shouldn't have been part of your life to begin with. But because you're a water sign, you're so sensitive, so nurturing and caring and empathic and all of those things, you sort of get hooked on trying to help them, even though you try not to help that. You say, well, I try not to do that, alright, I'll stay away from them, alright, I won't do that, but yet you're making a choice to do that, so you're still doing that. And it's like you can't help. Sometimes I want to say somebody, it's like you can't help becoming entangled with people that you shouldn't have become shouldn't have even been part of your life to begin with. Were not even perhaps destined to be part of your life at all in the big grand picture and the big grand scheme of things. But you're holding on to it, and it's just going to cause you pain. It's just going to, unless you've learned to put it down and to just carry what's yours, the sword of truth, the one sword of truth, okay? So we've looked and learned at the past, at all of this conflict and all of these emotional triggers that come up for us, and how we've hurt ourselves and how we've fallen on swords that weren't even ours, and that's what I'm getting anyway, and how we hold that one sword of truth that does belong to us, okay? Because Legolas isn't one for mucking about, is he? You wouldn't imagine so. Now the next one coming on, we have definitely evolved, because the next one coming in is the Emperor. Beautiful Emperor vibes. He is worth 4 kings of the tarot. He is an elevated version of the Divine Masculine. He is absolutely glorious. He is absolutely resplendent. Let's see what I can see about this particular Emperor. What's the energy here? Okay, he's absolutely, I want to say there's a celestial aura around him, this one as well. I've had a lot of Divine Masculine vibes coming up this week in the readings as well. An awful lot of them, more than usual. I feel like it's the time of year. I feel like it's synonymous with Christmas, Jesus, Father Christmas, Green Man, any of that, going in, even into the Swedish, Norwegian stuff and everything. Very Divine Masculine energy comes up at this time of year through winter. The Blackthorn, the Protectors. So I'm not surprised to see him there. Now, even if this is a woman's reading, this can mean this is the kind of guy you're now finally attracting, because you've stayed in your Empress vibes for so long and you've refused to get down off that throne of yours, and you've just stayed there and stayed in your energy and done the right thing, and you're finally attracting somebody with the Emperor vibes. Happy days at last. It can also mean, if you're a woman, that you were stepping into your Divine Masculine energy, which means it's time for the Divine Masculine within you to take care of the Divine Feminine in you. And it happens a lot, especially with women these days, and we need to be careful, because even that can turn toxic, is the warning I'm getting you. And this has gone through my mind this week, actually, if anything, as well, is that a lot of women these days, the Divine Masculine comes up within them to take care of the Divine Feminine, because the men in our life are simply not doing that. And it gets to a point where your own Divine Masculine, which is right, which is natural in a way, comes up and sort of takes care of you, and starts to protect you, etc., etc. The danger with that is then you're wondering why you're not attracting the relationships that you want, or the chemistry that you want with certain people, and it's because you're in your Divine Masculine, and it's become dominant within you, and you didn't even realise when that happened, maybe, but it's become dominant within you, and now you're sort of acting from that, and you might not think you're acting for that. So I'll give you an example. You might think, oh well, I'm not chasing him, I'm not going to go after him, I'm not doing anything, I'm just going to stay here, be the Empress and stay on my throne. But even that is an action, because you've chose to do that. So it's masculine in principle. These are basic laws of principles of the universe as well. These are basic principles which are found within everything, not just human beings. It's a part of nature. It's something that we're looking to rebalance in the new age. It's wonderful that the Divine Masculine is finally rising up, and the toxic masculinity is being healed massively on the collective, I'd like to say as well. Massively. I'm getting Aries, Taurus here as well. I'm just more energy coming in. Although this reading is for the water signs, I'm getting Aries and Taurus. So you may be a water sign that's got strong earth placements, or that is in a connection with an earth sign. Earth or fire. Particularly Aries and Taurus. I'm getting Aries being the fire, Taurus being the earth. Okay, so that might mean something to somebody. The next one I've got coming up is Nine of Swords. Again, this does feel a little bit troubled. I won't lie to you, this reading isn't the most romantic reading so far. But it is what it is. And when these triggers and these troubles and these pains and these heartbreaks and these imbalances come up, they come up to be healed. So like I've said in the collective reading this week, actually, it came up very strongly There's a lot of difficult emotions coming up at the minute. There's a lot of inner child healing going on. There's a lot of rebalancing of the masculine and feminine within. Recalibrating sort of energy, I want to say as well. It came up in the starseed reading that there's a sort of a stock taking, recalibrating sort of thing going on. Nine of Swords is sleepless nights, my love. It's being troubled, it's anxious, it's being kept awake, it's wondering, it's churning things over in your mind. Very often, what the lesson of the Nine of Swords it actually is that these fears that are keeping you awake, these scenarios that you keep playing, and it's very, very typical of us water signs as well, that we keep playing over and over in our minds, especially Cancerian energy, find it hard to let anything go. You keep playing the same things over in our mind, memories of somebody that you know you can't get back with maybe, or things that hurt you, or things that you could have done differently, and it's draining your energy. It's time to let it go and be healed and be comforted. It really, really is, my loves, because those things are our own. That's us wounding ourselves. That's us trying to carry too many swords and falling about on them and things. That's exactly what that is. Okay, a lot of it will be all up in our head about something, all up in our mind about something. And the more, especially with love, it's really tricky because you can't help it sometimes when you're in love and then you hit a sort of a roadblock. It's like you get all up in your head about something or somebody and you won't be able to stop thinking about them, because of course that's part of falling in love. But the more you sort of doing that, the more you sort of pushing them away as well, because that creates the resistance, that creates that energy of resistance, which is the very opposite to the energy of law of attraction and magnetism. Okay, so to be magnetic, what you've got to do is you've got to be in the vibration of already being in love before you've even fallen in love. You've got to be love, you've got to embody love. So that means putting down those worries, stresses, strains, fears that you're not good enough, fears that you're not worthy enough. Replaying old scenarios, reliving hurt, maybe even grief and heartbreak, which, yeah, you didn't deserve. Yeah, it wasn't your fault. But you can take control of that now. You're in a position right now, the Now card, the Emperor, is telling us we can take control of that. If the Emperor's come up for any reason at all here today, wherever you are, whatever part of this reading you relate to, the Emperor's about taking control, being able to take. He's got the power of 4 kings. He's got power of air, fire, earth, water. He can master any of those things. He can master his mind, he can master his heart, he can master his passions, he can master the material plane. Okay, taking practical steps, making bold decisions, sticking by them, being confident in them, taking action to do what's right for yourself. That might mean cutting somebody out. That might mean ending a painful cycle that you keep reliving in your head. That might mean stopping over the overthinking and doubting yourself. But whatever it is, you're making a strong and bold decision to end that way of being. Let's have a little dig in with the Swedish. We're loving the Swedish tarot this week. Still learning about the Swedish tarot. It's like learning tarot all over again sometimes when you get a new tarot deck, and this is certainly one of those. But absolutely fascinated by it, and I feel very, very drawn to it, especially during this winter time. So let's clarify with this and see what comes up around these issues for us, my beautiful water sign collective. Please give me a like, please give me a thumbs up, please leave me a comment, please subscribe if you haven't already. It's dead easy to do, and I really need you guys to do that for me so that I can grow this channel, so thank you so much. Let's see what's coming up today. 5 Swords. We'll clarify the 5 Swords for my beautiful people today. Oh, what sense. Like my little robins as well, especially for the love reading action. You can't hardly see them now because the light's gone. There's 2 robins there. I thought they'd be sweet, especially for the love readings. 2 little love birds. Let's see. Let's come very heavy energy, and I'm not surprised. 5 of Swords to 9 of Swords, Emperor. Somebody who might be feeling quite dominated by somebody as well. If you're in a relationship with somebody who's got Emperor vibes and you're not like a match for them, you're not in your Empress vibes, not truly, you're just kidding yourself that you are, that will feel overwhelming, that will feel very dominating, that will feel quite oppressive, and that's not your partner's imbalance, it's just an incompatible relationship. I'm getting that really strongly here as well. That's such an heavy energy, and that shuffle was so heavy then. So for somebody that will be very true right now, it's a case of you're simply not compatible, you're simply not aligned with each other at the minute, you're not in your Empress vibes, it's not a match, and there's a clash, and it's making you feel insecure, it's making you feel stressed out, and causing you to hurt yourself. It's like trying to prove yourself to this Emperor all the time, that you're up to a scratch sort of thing, and the truth is you've still got work to do, my loves. I won't sugarcoat it, you've still got work to do if that's what's going on. And the sooner you realise that, the sooner you get that work done. Even just realising that is a massive step towards realigning that, or realigning that within yourself. Or maybe that divine feminine aspect of yourself is out of balance, while the divine masculine aspect of yourself is very much strong and prominent right now. You still need to heal your divine feminine here. Find a balance is what I'm seeing very clearly. It's causing you a lot of heavy energy, my beautiful water signs, and sending you so much love. We will release it. Full moon's coming up, and then we can release all of this and start again as nature takes care of us. Beautiful. Right, just one card to clarify each one today, which is different to how it worked out last time. So let's see what's coming up. This one, my darlings, sorry, I've disappeared a minute, I'll be back. Just referencing something. The sun. Wow. Wow, look at that for an image of the sun. Now, this is what I said about the past with the Five of Swords and the Legolas figure. Okay, in this particular deck, how the swords are being shown to us and everything, alright? There's a lot of healing that's happened here. We've realised what we're carrying, what we're not carrying, what's ours, what's not ours, how we're hurting ourselves, how we're hurting others, what our triggers are, where we can improve. We've done a lot of healing and a lot of learning in the past, and the sun has come up from the Swedish Tarot to just clarify that perfectly for us. The sun is one of the most positive healing cards. In fact, it is the most positive healing card in the entire tarot in any deck. It can light up the most dismal and dark of readings, and this reading certainly needed that touch of the sun. So this is how the universe looks after us, takes care of us. As I always say to you guys, look at the image there of that beautiful sun, and I will see what it says. A young man walks along the path, his pack weighing heavily on his back. The sun shines brightly, giving life to the wheat growing in the fields behind him. Be optimistic. You are moving forward with your plans, and good omens are with you. So exactly, it's time to put down those imaginings, and it's very water sign. Whether you're Scorpio and you get a bit paranoid and you get a bit deep and dark, whether you're Pisces and your imagination gets carried away with you and you're just spending a lot of time being daydreamy, whether you're Cancerian and you're holding on to past hurts and things like that. That water energy is that. It's worth us remembering that we are making progress here. We are surely making progress. I love that this particular deck of cards, he's carrying a pack on his back, and he does look quite heavy and quite burdensome, but he's moving forward anyway, because these lessons have been painful. They have been burdensome. There's no two ways to slice it. Pardon the pen with the swords. But it is not as this. Some lessons are heavy. Pain is burdensome. You do have to carry. We all have that cross to bear, etc., etc. It's how we learn. It's how we grow. It's how we grow stronger. But the sun is shining bright. That wheat is growing behind him. Everything's going to be okay. We're healing this. We've got this. Okay. Love that energy for the recent past for us. To clarify the Emperor, we have got a Queen of Discs, my love. Is that the Queen of Discs? The Knight of Discs. Oh, it's the Knight of Discs. We've got the Knight of Discs. You look a very jolly looking Knight of Discs, that, isn't it, for what a usual Knight of Discs is. Sorry, I'm taking my time with these cards because, as I say, I'm exploring them with you, and they are so way out and different that I need to take my time with them. I hope you appreciate that. So the Knight of Discs, take your time, pay close attention to your work and remain focused. So there's no rush, okay? Take your time. Very similar looking as well. Something similar. They're both wearing that beautiful red cloak, sort of. They're both wearing that red kingly sort of robe there. Take your time, okay? Don't. So it's incredible that your divine masculine is rising and is able to take control of things and is able to protect your inner divine feminine when necessary. It's amazing that the more men are stepping into their divine masculine. So amazing. So amazing. I'm so grateful for that. But take your time with it as well, okay? There's no need to rush. No need, to be a little bit more gentle with it. We're going to get there. We're going to get our goals. I think sometimes that Emperor energy, that's why I'm thinking of Aries and Taurus and stuff like that as well. It's very, it's wonderful energy. It absolutely is. It's very, very stable, and it's very, very, especially the Taurus energy. I'm getting that a lot today, that Taurus energy. Very, very stable. Oh, the moon's in Taurus, that's what it is. That's what I'm getting in as well. Very, very stable, but also very romantic at the same time. It's almost like a perfect blend, really, for divine masculine. Because it's ruled by Venus, but it's very masculine sort of sign. It's very practical, stable, grounded, earthy, the bull, all of those things, but it's also very sensual. And I feel like, especially with that disc, that's because that's a very Taurus sort of energy as well. I feel like right now, which is the only place we have power, remember, not by looking back to the past and continuing to live over past hurts and fret that we had to carry that heavy burden for so long, or worrying about what's going to happen in the future that isn't even here yet. Where we have the power, and especially in this reading, certainly is right now, is in the present. The Emperor, the Knight of Discs. It's not much more powerful for a power card. The Emperor is up there, I'd say only the Hierophant is probably, or the Magician is above him. Now, you've got a Knight of Discs there saying, yes, we know we're all this. We know we're all this. We know we're coming into our divine masculine, and we know we're able to attract divine masculine. And if we're not able to attract divine masculine yet, or we're with a divine masculine, but we don't feel stable and secure within that, that's because those triggers are showing us that we still need to heal. Maybe we're not even ready to love somebody yet. Maybe we're not even ready to love somebody until we've learned to love ourselves properly. If those triggers are that strong that you're with somebody and you know they're fantastic and you know they're an emperor and you know they're giving you emperor vibes, but you can't open up and give of yourself to that person, and that's just because life is showing you that you've still got work to do, and that work involves learning to love yourself before you can give yourself properly to somebody else or share your life with somebody else. Because I don't think I even believe we should be giving ourselves to each other. Even this is completely unnecessary. And I feel like that's part of something that we're leaving in the past as well. Where relationships are concerned, we give of ourselves. There's a big difference to entirely just giving yourself away and rendering yourself powerless. And perhaps that's part of the painful lessons we've learned in the past year. It's deep reading. I didn't expect this, my loves, but if anyone was going to have a deep reading, it would be the water signs, wouldn't it? Especially with the waxing moon coming up, my love. So to clarify the 9 of Swords, we've got a 10 of Swords. Ouch, 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 ouch. 9 to the 10 in the Swords. I like I said 5 minutes ago, I won't sugarcoat you. This is quite painful energy here today. This isn't bed of roses. This isn't sugar and spice. It's really not. It's very difficult. Somebody here in my water collective in particular, or somebody who's in love with a water sign, is finding things very tricky, very triggering, very, very, there's a lot coming up to be looked at. There's a lot coming up to be healed. It might even, I won't get into it. Let me see. Ten of Swords, it's as painful as it can get, okay, but it's being released. It can't get any worse. It's gone from the 9 to the 10, so it's become manifest. Those fears are actually becoming manifest. There may have been a sense of betrayal, a sense of hurt, pride, hurt, ego, learnt lessons. In another storyline, there's somebody here that feels quite bullied or dominated by this Emperor type. This is just a total mismatch more than anything. I feel like, yeah, they may have some issues. They may be a little bit narcissistic or things like that. But really, those are just reflections of your own issues as well. This is deep, I know, but bear with me. And if you're having any triggers or anything come up today that I can help you with, please get in touch, because I will always treat you in the greatest of confidence, and I will always point you in the right direction to get professional help for these kinds of issues. If you feel you're being bullied or anything like that, I mean, that should be taken seriously, absolutely. But very often when we feel like that, that's showing us where we need to heal, where we need to get stronger as well. That doesn't mean stay and you keep putting up with that, or that you're justifying that person's actions. It means you're recognising where the power is. It means claiming power back. It means you going, I can't change what they're doing. I can't change what this Emperor's doing. I can't change it. He's going to do what he's going to do. I can change what I'm doing. I can change what I'm doing. And even if that means a little bit at a time, you will find over time you've come quite a long way with taking back your power. I hope that makes sense. I'm feeling really emotional for somebody there as well. What I really like about this particular image of a Ten of Swords, which is quite a grim image in any tarot deck, but in the Swedish tarot deck here today that we're using, how beautiful is that? You've got that dark wintry sky behind. You've got this like black night figure, quite ominous in the front there. But there's that beautiful pastel coloured rainbow out of nowhere. I don't know which particular folktale this comes from, because I wasn't given that information with the cards. I'm trying to find out by studying them myself. If anyone knows, do let me know. If anyone knows anything on Swedish folktales at all, please get in touch and let me know. I would love to know what these are. But how beautiful, because of course a rainbow is a symbol of hope. A rainbow is a symbol of healing and of renewal and of love and hope in the world. Yeah, I want to say as well, it's sort of so in the biblical sense, God used it to remind the humans that he wouldn't flood the planet again. Yeah, I don't know, it seems to me like it's as if it's almost like a message from your own higher self, your own God self, that so if you think about floods, that's water. We're talking about water signs. It's just what's been given to me now. So if you think of water as your emotions, and there's been a flood and that was a disaster because your emotions got out of control, you couldn't control them, you couldn't handle them, there was imbalance, there was painful lessons, etc, etc, etc. That doesn't mean never let it rain again, does it? That doesn't mean don't feel emotions and don't let that beautiful watery emotional energy come up again. That doesn't mean close your heart off, okay? Because there's the promise from your higher self in the form of that rainbow that it's never going to get as bad as the 9 to 10 of Swords again. It never ever is. So it is safe for you to continue to love. It is safe for you to remain open-hearted, because it's the bravest thing of all we can do, of course. And I think that's a big part of water signs lessons, is to learn how that we can feel so much. I'm so glad the Legolas character came up as well, and the elves, because they feel very deeply, much more than normal humans and everything. It's like being a water sign or an empath or something. Part of our lesson is to sort of like learn to feel things very, very deeply, painful things, but then also to remain open-hearted so we can still feel the good things too. And how amazing is that? And I feel like it couldn't be more perfectly signified than it is in that image there. That image is making me feel really emotional. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I'm so glad I came on to share these with you guys today. I hope you're enjoying it. Hope it's been of some use. I feel like there's a lot of trauma here for your water signs. Somebody in particular. Somebody dealing with a fire sign or a Taurus. Maybe feeling a little bit overwhelmed, a little bit overshadowed, a little bit insecure by them. Somebody else here is feeling like they just can't attract the person they want. There's an imbalance in your own divine feminine energy. I'm just going to ask the romance angels to clarify for us what's going on, my beauties. Sending you a lot of love, a lot of healing, a lot of light. We're coming, Ninth of the Ten of Swords is grim. So, that's so grim. But it shows us as well that we've come to the end of that painful road. We've gone from a 5 to the 9 to the 10. It's the end. It's the end of that. And a rainbow at the end. That doesn't happen on any other set of cards that I know of, especially in a Ten of Swords and Edge. And then that rainbow at the end. I mean, yeah. We've learned so much. We've learned so much. Take us where we are now. Stay in our power. Stay in our power. Stay in the present moment. Big part of learning, managing water energy is letting go of the past and stop overthinking about the future. Stay in the present, and in the present, you've got the power of the Emperor available to you to make the decision to stay in the present, even to make the decision not to look back at past hurts, past regrets. To stay in a decision of not over worrying and overthinking the future. To take your time with that energy of the night as well. Okay, very stable energy that night's bringing in as well. Very romantic and very stable at the same time. Just perfect. Just what water signs need. But really emotional, you guys. Such heavy energy here. Okay. One flipped over. You deserve love. Somebody might be dealing with a Sagittarius here as well, very strongly. I love this card, it's my favourite one of these. We're in Sagittarius season, of course, as well, so this is affecting us right now, maybe. Anything else, my beauties? Oh, love it. Perfect. Okay, so the 3 oracle cards we got are You Deserve Love, You Are Lovable. This is relating to our past. 5 of Swords, it's the Sun, which is amazing. Don't forget we got the Sun. It's amazing in any reading that like lights up, changes the tone of everything. So the healing is definitely coming in, and it's coming in from learning painful lessons from the past. Remember that you deserve love and you are lovable. You can see why I picked up on Sagittarius energy there quite clearly there, ladies, and Archer. Keep your eye on the prize, okay, especially in this season, because you can achieve great things in the season. You may be involved with Sagittarius or interested in a Sagittarius. You may have been hurt in the past by a Sagittarius, even for it to come up here, but there's great healing involved in there. And maybe part of the lesson of you being involved with that particular person was just to learn that you actually are lovable. So well done. In the present, we've got worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Exactly, so we've got that Emperor vibe going on. That's what we're trying to draw in, that's what we're trying to work with, yeah. We've got that slowness of the Knight of Pentacles, though. Is it ever coming? It doesn't feel like it. It is. This is one of my favourites in this deck. Look at this. Now, I know the light's not great at the minute, but look at that image. Look at them. It's absolutely beautiful. Look at the looks on their faces. Divine timing is at work in your love life, and it will absolutely be waiting for. So have a bit of patience. Remember that Knight of Pentacles moves very, very slow, but very, very surely. Very, very... Knight of Pentacles of all the knights is the most stable, is the most likely to reach his goal. In fact, he always reaches his goal, I feel. Just takes a bit of time. So you've still got a bit of work to do, maybe. This is what I'm getting you. You've still got a bit of work to do on yourself. It will happen, and when you're ready, when you've brought that divine masculine, divine feminine back into balance, when you've brought all these lessons, let these lessons of the past go and stopped over worrying about the future all the time, then the divine timing will come into play. And this one couldn't be more perfect because it matches the theme of that rainbow at the end of the Ten of Swords. It says, stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Couldn't be more perfect, tying in with the energy of that rainbow. I'm sure you can see what I mean without me even saying too much there. Staying optimistic, staying in our energy, staying in alignment. what did I say now 5 minutes ago? I'm sure I said to you the way we bring love to ourselves is by just embodying love. Isn't that what that figure there is doing? She's just actually worshipping love itself, making offerings to love itself. It's staying in the vibration of love, staying in your frame, staying in self-love, learning to love yourself, learning to nurture yourself before somebody else can share that with you, okay? Because if you don't feel like you're quite there yet, you're not able to open your heart up to this beautiful Emperor, or that you're being overwhelmed by this types of vibes or whatever, it's because you still need to work on yourself, my loves, and that's what we're learning, okay? And that's fine, because at least you've learned that now, and just even realising that and learning that is levelling up. That is levelling up, you know? It's a big part of it. So there's all this hope there. We're still staying open-hearted. We've still got our rainbow, so we're still staying open-hearted, even though there's been more than our fair share of pain in this reading. We're still staying optimistic. Okay? We're still staying positive. And if we're doing that, then we've won, if you see what I mean. Then we have won. Then we are winning, because 9 to the 10 of swords, 5, it couldn't be more painful. And then, yeah, but I'm staying optimistic. Oh yeah, but look, there's a rainbow. Just a little bit more time, a little bit more patience. Okay, in the present moment. Cultivating patience. That's a big thing that is teaching us, perhaps. Cultivating a little bit more patience, a little bit, and in that time, cultivating a little bit more self-love, cultivating a little bit more able to stay in the present moment instead of regretting the past and overthinking 9 of swords, the future. So, beautiful reading, my loves. Thank you so much for your beautiful time and energy. I've really enjoyed this one. It's been heavy, but also I can see there's a lot of light in there. It couldn't be more light than the sun. There couldn't be more light than that rainbow at the end as well. Lots of other signs did come up as well, so this is how these things work. So although this is predominantly for water signs, I could see Aries here, I could see Taurus here, I could see Sagittarius here, I can also see Gemini here, and Leo, actually. Now I'm looking again. Leo, Gemini, Sag, Taurus, Aries. These are people you might be dealing with. Put it what way it fits for you, or that you might have strong placements in. Okay, my loves. But this is your water sign reading for love. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please leave me some comments, because this is a brand new branch of the channel that I'm doing, and I hope you're enjoying it. I've certainly enjoyed it. And please give me the thumbs up and the like and the share. If you'd like a personal reading with me, I'd be over the moon to do that for you. Please get in touch with me in the email address that I'll leave in the box below, my loves. Okay, don't send any messages to my Facebook page, Tarot by the Moon, because unfortunately I'm not able to open them. Facebook's having a massive problem. It's been ongoing for the whole year, where I cannot actually open the messages that you send to the Facebook page. You need to contact me at the email address below if you have any messages, queries for me. Okay, my darlings. So all that being said, I hope you're going to have a wonderful week. I hope we're going to stay in the present moment. Continue to stay optimistic and give yourself some beautiful love, because you deserve it. Okay, my darlings, and you are worthy. You deserve love. Okay, all the love and all the light.